I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that. What's that noise? Computer? I was looking for that. Good morning. Please stand and join us in singing Open the Eyes of My Heart, Love.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Stuart. First of all, if you're looking at the bulletin, you think I'm talking about the movie It's a Wonderful Life today, but I am not. I am talking about the movie Soul. I had a change of heart. So once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a phone somewhere, I think. Jerry, is my phone up there on the thing? Thank you. Good morning to everyone who is watching online, to everyone who is on YouTube. Generally speaking, it's Lana, Jess and Phil, Pam and Ann and Tony and Irma. Thank you so much, Marge. And say again? Beverly. And Beverly. Beverly, thank you. Hi, Beverly. I'll say hi to Facebook as soon as I get on the live feed. Working on it. Here we go. I have, hey Cheryl, how you doing? Cheryl's in Connecticut. And that's John Polici on the other service. And Connie, hi Connie. Connie's online today. And Diane, part of the choir. And Connie is a chaplain. And Barb is on there. And 5 other people that I cannot see their names. So good morning to everyone. Glad you are here. As always, we have with us the Joyful Noise Band and Choir, and our special music today. It features Mike Barrett directly behind me. Can you see him?
Yeah.
And welcome to first timers. If you are a first timer present in the sanctuary and you would like to receive a welcome packet and you are comfortable raising your hand, and we invite you to do so, so Marge and or Tom can give you a welcome packet. Anybody here today for the first time? All right. Okay, if you're online for the first time and you would like to receive a welcome packet, I invite you to email Eva at admin@unityofstuart.org, and she would be happy to send you a welcome packet. Just to say that what I say every week is that we are a welcoming, affirming, practical path of spirituality. Everyone is welcome here, no exceptions. Not only that, are you welcome, but you honor us with your presence. So thank you everybody for being here. If you're here for the first time and you haven't raised your hand for a welcome packet, you can grab one or two if you'd like to share on the way out after the service. We have lots of goodies in the kitchen if you'd like to partake in some sweet treats and some other things back there. I couldn't even grok what everything was back there because there was a lot. Come and join us for that and say hi. This is our board of directors, and they are here to serve Unity of Stuart and to serve you. If you have any questions, however, for today, our director of the day is Laurie Michaud, and she'll be around. And if she cannot answer your question, then she can direct you to somebody who can or find the answer. So thank you, Laurie, for serving. We also have prayer chaplains who are on duty today, or at least one prayer chaplain that is on duty. And today it is Nancy Bach. Where are you, Nancy? Nancy's right there. And you can see her picture up there, and you will know her by her white stole. And Audrey. Hi, Audrey. And Audrey in the choir is a prayer chaplain. She does double service. And so if you'd like prayer support with anything, joy, a challenge, anything at all, either Nancy or Audrey will be honored to pray with you and to hold your prayer in the highest confidence. You can also place a prayer intention in our box in the foyer, and if you'd like to send in a prayer, you can email it at prayer@unityofstuart.org. You can also call the Silent Unity prayer line. Now, I don't know if I've said this when you've been in the room, but Silent Unity used to be a 24-hour prayer service, and then I guess they were having issues with personnel, and it went to like business hours, and you'd get a recording after that. Now they are back to 24-hour prayer service. Now, check that before you call, because I saw it really quickly in my email, and I didn't see if it was already happening or if it was a precursor to it happening, but don't be surprised if it's not up yet. I should have done that research, but I'm not perfect. Speaking of prayer, Unity World Day of Prayer is September 12th, and our chaplains are facilitating a service here on September 12th from 6 to 7 p.m. This is going to be a very contemplative service, so we invite you to come and sit, and there'll be some readings and lots of silence. So come and join for that. You see a prayer request form in your bulletin for World Day of Prayer. If you'd like to fill out that and drop it in our prayer box, we'll hold it in prayer here, and it'll be in the sanctuary on that night. So is anybody feeling any situations in their lives or in the world that engenders some conflict in your life? I am beginning a book study based on this book, High Conflict, comes highly recommended from somebody I trust. I am reading it now, and it's particularly with the election coming and all of the conflict that there's been. I decided to make the last class the Thursday after the presidential election. And so if that is something that's been on your heart, to try to navigate that and come to a place of peace, come and join me on this book study. Begins on September 19th. It is on Zoom only, so that anybody around the country, if you're within the sound of my voice, you can also sign up for that. Please email me at revjudedenning@gmail.com. For those of you that are in the room, there's a sign-up sheet out there. Please sign up. I will be providing a book study materials, questions, and things to think about as you're reading the book. Come and join me for that. This is a moment of appreciation we had our solo, well, we didn't have it, they had it, a solo coffee house concert on Friday night. It was really wonderful and sweet, and we got to see all of our musicians just showcased in their favorite genre. And so all those in the band were Doreen Pariba, Don Rao, Jen Erickson, Michael Barrett, Glenn Robinson, and Rick Powers. He's the only one who's not here on this platform right now. And then we had people that served. Audrey Noel was in the kitchen, Mary Claire Anderson Dykema and Scott Dykema. Scott has two T's. Scott Dykema and Sandy Rowell helped out that night. So please join me in giving them some love for their service. All right. I just want to go back to the high conflict, the navigating high conflict. If you're going to order that book, High Conflict by Amanda Ripley, please try to get it in hard copy. because I'll be referring to page numbers, and it's really difficult if you're on a Kindle app trying to get to the same page that we'll be talking about. Let's take a deep breath. And this is our final part of our 12 Powers Real to Real series, and our divine power today is life. And so I just invite you to join me in a deep breath again as we feel divine life moving in and through us, enlivening our bodies, healing and holding us as we dedicate this service to the divine life in all creation. I celebrate divine life today and every day. I am spiritually centered in whatever I do. I am consciously aware of unlimited divine life and so much more at the core of my being. I celebrate divine life with wonder. I use perfect universal life to renew, revitalize, restore, and energize myself. I am wholly and vibrantly alive, aglow with pure dynamic life. I greet the day with eager anticipation of the fantastic and unexpected, which are a normal part of my experience. In each moment, I strengthen my faith, courage, joy, wisdom, happiness, and love. I celebrate the fullness and abundance of divine life each and every day. And so it is. Amen. And let us together affirm our today's affirmation together. I celebrate divine life today and every day. And so I invite you, before we affirm that again, just think about what it feels like in your body if you are truly, when you truly celebrate divine life. And let's affirm one more time together. I celebrate divine life today and every day. And so it is. Let's prepare for meditation by singing.
1, 2, 3.
Let me breathe. Taking those 3 deep, conscious breaths. Dropping our shoulders, releasing any tension the body may be holding. Setting the intention to be here now. in this holy place, in this sacred time, with these sacred sounds. We let these vibrations of sound soothe us, mind and body. And dropping our attention from our heads to our hearts, we open a space for life, for love, for guidance, for wisdom. Feeling the gentle rhythm of our hearts, let us remember that life is always moving within us. Each beat is a pulse of energy, a spark of divine life carrying us forward. We don't have to do anything to deserve it. Divine life is our birthright. And as we move deeper into this time of prayerful meditation, I invite you to allow the words you hear to become the words of your own mind and heart this morning. In this holy space, I recognize that life flows through every atom, every cell, every being, in every moment. This divine life is not separate, but a unified field weaving us together in a tapestry of oneness. I invite us to feel that oneness now. I am an integral part of the universal divine life force. Divine life sustains and nurtures me. I trust in this connection. I let it guide my actions, my thoughts, my feelings. I carry this awareness into my daily life. The knowledge of my unity with all existence inspires compassion, understanding, and love. I am grateful for the life that animates me and all beings. I carry this peace with me. And remember, I am one in the one, and I am never alone. In the quiet. I invite us into another deep breath. And to bring into our awareness all of those who are on our prayer list here at Unity of Stuart and all of those that are in our minds and hearts this morning, any person, any situation, any being lifted up in divine life and love and peace. And let's speak those names out into this holy space. And releasing all into the care and keeping of divine life. Please join me in praying this in the name and the nature, in the light, the life, and the love of the one presence and one power. And so it is. Amen. Let's sing.
One, two, one, two, three. I feel so grateful. I am so blessed. I breathe in slowly as my soul rests.
That was beautiful. Thank you. I just want to say I noticed that Larissa and Sylvia are on YouTube. Hi, you two. It's the last installment of our 12 Powers series about the divine power of life. All right, so here's the weekly question. How many of you have seen that Pixar movie, Soul? All right, you are going to want to see it after this, even though I'm going to spoil the whole thing. It's still very much worth watching. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore said this: life is divine, spiritual, and its source is spirit. The river of life is within humanity's spiritual consciousness. We can be quickened with new life and vitalized in mind and body by consciously contacting spirit. So life, divine life, is our ability to energize and animate. It's that quality of vitality in our lives. The spiritual master, our teacher, Jesus, said, I have come so that you may have life and have it abundantly. So what does it mean to have abundant life? We're talking about all abundance in all of life, in every area of our lives. It's plentiful, bountiful, rich, not just in our bank accounts, but in our minds, in our bodies, in our souls, in our relationships. So, I invite you to ask yourself, are you living your life abundantly? Is abundance showing up in your life? Or are there times when you're waiting for that life to appear, looking out into the future? Or are we willing to see that we have enough right here? In Unity, we believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness, yes? There's nothing out there somewhere after death that we can call heaven or hell, but it's right here, right now. And that we create a heaven or hell with our thoughts. We create heaven when we cooperate with life, when we align our strength and our gifts with spirit and demonstrate the fullness of our potential. We cooperate with life. We create hell when we don't align with spirit. We create hell when we are in that place where nothing we have or anything we do fulfills us, when nothing is ever enough. We create heaven when life flows through us with ease and grace. In her book, My Grandfather's Blessings, Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen has an entire section of essays and stories entitled Befriending Life. And she writes something in the intro to that section. Befriending life is less a matter of knowledge than a question of wisdom. It is not about mastering life, controlling it, or exerting our will over it, no matter how well-intentioned our will may be. It means listening to life from the place in us that is connected to the wholeness around us, the place in us that is also whole. Even if we don't feel that wholeness, there's a place in us that sits at the center and is whole, that place that is our divine spark that we have come in with, that is our original blessing, if you will, our original innocence. Back to Remen. It is doubtful that the solution to our present suffering will lie in greater technology and greater expertise. Our very survival, she goes on, may require that we do something new, something simpler and more human. That we become open beyond our expertise. That we become open beyond what we think we know, what we're sure that we know. She says, then we learn to live closer to life, the life in us and the life around us. And remember what it is that we are serving with our technology and expertise. What are we serving in our work, in our life, in our relationships? She says that we pay enough attention to learn to trust life. So, what we're looking at today is turning our attention, our ability to shift our attention from the quantity of things in our life to the quality of our life. Amen? Accessing the power of divine life supports our ability to shift that attention. It supports our ability to maintain our innocence, our original blessing, our joyful life, to the knowing that life is good in every moment. It's like the Buddhists call it a beginner's mind, having that fresh look at life, no matter what is going on. And that brings us to today's movie. This is the main character of our movie. That is Joe Gardner. Joe is a middle school teacher, and he has long dreamed of performing jazz music on stage. He's convinced that his true purpose in life is to perform jazz on stage, and that once he has achieved that, his life will finally have meaning. And this is all Joe can think about, this singular purpose. This idea of having an ultimate calling, some of us, it defines our existence, right? Some of us can relate to that, to have that one divine calling. We're often led to believe that there's one specific path for us to find, and then we'll fulfill our destiny, right? But is that really the case? The founder of religious science, Ernest Holmes, once said, "We are all thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something with a capital S. Call it what you will. Call it higher mind, call it higher power, call it the divine infinite, call it God, call it Jesus, call it Buddha, call it Allah. Whatever it is, it's that something that flows through each and every one of us." What is that, Pat? What do you call yours? Rhonda. Pat calls her higher power Rhonda, as in, help me, Rhonda. So, if we have that creative force flowing through us, and we are changing and growing and transforming as we move through our life, then our purpose isn't a fixed point where when we get to that purpose, we are done. We're done growing and transforming. But it's something that grows and changes with us. So this is Joe's journey in the movie Soul. So he finally gets his big chance to perform jazz on stage when he gets a last-minute call to audition for a well-known jazz musician, Dorothea Williams. And if he gets that audition, if he gets that gig, his first gig will be that night at a club called the Half Note Club. So Joe is so obsessed with getting his big shot and so distracted as he's walking home that he narrowly misses getting hit by a thing and something falling on his head, but he doesn't miss falling into a manhole, which separates his body from his soul. And Joe then finds himself on the conveyor belt to the great beyond with a whole bunch of other people. And he panics because this is not where I'm supposed to be. I can't be dead. I'm just getting my big shot. And he panics and he starts running back down the conveyor belt. And in that panic, he falls off the conveyor belt and he lands in the great before. So, the great before is a world that is populated with something called Jerrys, just like the name, Jerry, Jerry. And they all have all these beings have the same name. They're all Jerrys. And they are the visual representation of the one universe. And what their mission is to help new souls develop personalities, quirks, traits before being sent to Earth. There's one scene that I'm not going to show that has the Jerrys, these little souls, and you'll see them in a moment. And she says, okay, you're going to be obnoxious. You're going to be filled with anxiety. you're going to have peace. And she's giving them and teaching them all these traits that they're going to have while they're on earth. One of the things that these little souls, these new souls must do is find their spark before they get their earth badge and they get to go to earth.
Is this heaven?
No.
Is it H-E double hockey sticks?
Hell, 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 hell.
Quiet coyote. It's easy to get turned around. This isn't the great beyond. It's the great before.
The great before?
Oh, we call it the U Seminar now. Rebranding.
Does this mean I'm dead?
Not yet. Your body's in a holding pattern. It's complicated. I'll get you back to your group. Come on, little souls. Get on up here. Welcome to the U Seminar.
So you can see Joe is in the great before, or the U Seminar, Y-O-U, where people learn how to be who they are. So what happens right after this is that Joe, because he's cheated the great beyond, he gets mistaken, because the numbers are exact, he gets mistaken for another, he's going to be, that Jerry thinks he's a mentor for a new soul. But he gets mistaken for this mentor, Dr. Borgenson. So you're going to hear that name in the next clip. And this is what happens. He gets matched with a soul, soul number 22.
Dr. Borgenson will be matched with soul number 22. Oh, we're going to get into this now. Excuse me.
22, you come out of this dimension right now.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't want to go to Earth.
Stop fighting this.
I don't want to.
You will go to Earth and have a lot.
Take me.
22 has been at the U Seminar for quite some time and has had such notable mentors as Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, and Mother Teresa.
I made her cry.
Ignore that.
Put me
We're
down.
truly glad to have you here, Dr. Borgenson. It is an honor having you prepare 22 for Earth.
I'm gonna make you wish you never died.
Most people wish that, 22. Off you go. Bye.
So Joe is now matched with the soul 22. And 22 resists going to Earth because she doesn't see anything good about going to Earth. She doesn't see the point of living. So for me, my interpretation of that is that she fears the messiness of life, right? The uncertainty, the challenges, the mundane. Does that sound familiar to anyone? But Joe makes an agreement to work with 22 to activate 22's Earth Pass. And now remember, 22 doesn't want to go to Earth, but Joe really wants to get back into his body. So he makes the deal with her to activate her pass, and then she will give it to Joe, and then he can get back to Earth to resume his living. Here it gets a little bit esoteric, if it hasn't already. So they have to find someone who can help them do this. So they go with the help of a character named Moonwind. I want you to see Moonwind. Moonwind, because of his meditation practice, Moonwind is in two places at once. He is in the zone. He is on the corner in Manhattan, twirling his sign, and he's also in the zone, in the great before, helping to find lost souls. That'll become important later. And he's able to be in these two places at once because of his meditation practice. He's able to be in the zone because of his meditation. And the zone from this movie is the space between the physical and the spiritual. So he tells Joe and 22 that he can use an ancient soul portal to get back to Earth. So he tries to do that, but something goes wrong, and 22 winds up in Joe's body. He's in the hospital now on life support. And Joe ends up in the body of a therapy cat that's laying on his legs. So now 22 is in Joe's body, and Joe is in the body of a cat. All right. So things go chaotic from there on out. But together, they're trying to find Moonwind on the corner in Manhattan because they think Moonwind can help them. So there he is, drawing a sign. So they find Moonwind, and he tells them that, oh, sure, I can do this. He tells them to meet him at the half note at 6:30 because that's when the thin spot between the astral plane and the earthly plane will appear, and Moonwind will perform an old-fashioned astral transmigration displacement, which will get Joe back into his body. Now, 6:30 at the half note is a half an hour before Joe's gig is supposed to start. So to add another wrench in the mix here, there is an accountant in the great before that has noticed that they're missing a soul. They're missing Joe. They're missing a soul in the great beyond. So this accountant, whose name is Terry, gets sent back to Earth to find Joe and get him back to the great before. And so he comes to Earth to retrieve Joe's missing soul. So what happens as the movie progresses is that you see 22, who is now in Joe's body, beginning to kind of like things about Earth. She's getting increasingly attached to life. But Joe, in the cat's body, remains focused on getting back to his body in time for his gig with Dorothea Williams. So Joe and Joe as the cat, Joe is the cat, and 22 is Joe, begin to have some conversations. And 22 in Joe's body says this: the truth is, I've always worried that maybe there's something wrong with me, that I'm not good enough for living. But then you showed me purpose and passion. And maybe sky watching can be my spark. I'm good at that. Or walking. I'm really good at walking. And Joe tells 22 that those things aren't really purposes. They're just regular old living. But he says when you get back to the youth seminar at the Great Before, you can give it an honest try. Notice that Joe is only concerned about getting to the gig because this is what is going to give meaning to his life. So Moonwind shows up at the half note, but what's happening is that 22 doesn't want to give up Joe's body now. She has decided that she wants to live on Earth, and she'll live it, by golly, in Joe's body, which means that Joe will never get the chance for his gig. So 22, in Joe's body, takes off, and a chase ensues. And through this chase, they wind up in the substation where Terry, the accountant, looking for Joe's soul, has set up a portal trap. And they both fall in the portal trap. And they wind up back in the great before, in their astral bodies. 22 in the little soul body, and Joe in that other body that you saw. I'll show you that. You'll see in a bit. So, it turns out, because of the experience that 22 had in Joe's body on Earth, she gets her Earth pass. And she decides that I'm ready to life. And Joe is angry now because he doesn't have that Earth pass, and she promised. Now, she wants to go to Earth, but Joe wants his Earth pass so he can get meaning in his life. And the Jerry says, why don't you just walk her to the portal where you can say goodbye? Now they're angry at each other. They argue with each other at the precipice to the Earth portal, and 22 throws the Earth pass at Joe, and she disappears. We don't know what's happened to her yet. So Joe is getting prepared to jump back into the Earth portal because he has the Earth pass now. And a counselor, a Jerry, shows up, and Joe asks the Jerry a question.
We never found out what 22's purpose was.
Turn that up,
Excuse me?
Jerry.
You know, her spark, her purpose. Was it music, biology,
He's asking about
walking?
22 Spark.
We don't assign purposes. Where did you get that idea?
Because I have piano. It's what I was born to do. That's my spark.
A spark isn't a soul's purpose. Oh, you mentors and your passions, your purposes, your meanings of life. So basic.
No, it.
So they were looking for her spark this whole time, thinking that that was going to get her Earth Pass. But what the spark is the meanings we give to life. It's not our purpose. So Joe listens, as you can see, to what Jerry has to say. It kind of flummoxes a little bit, but he's still obsessed by going back and getting back to Earth. And having the Earth Pass, he jumps into the Earth portal and gets back into his body. And he achieves his lifelong dream to play on stage. And he is so good and so in the zone when he plays on stage that they offer him, Dorothea offers him a permanent spot in the quartet. But what happens as Joe leaves that gig is that he begins to feel a sense of emptiness, realizing that this achievement didn't bring the fulfillment that he expected. So he walks home, and prior to this in the movie, 22 in Joe's body has been picking things up along her journeys, things that have meaning to her. Like she puts a pizza crust in the pocket of the pants because pizza's awesome. So she saves the pizza crust. She saves a piece of bagel. She saves a spool of thread that Joe's mother used to tailor a suit for him. And she saves a helicopter seed pod, you know what I'm talking about? And puts those in the pocket because they remind her of the things that she was enjoying about life. So Joe walks home and he finds in his pocket those things that 22 had collected. He lays them out on the piano, as you'll see, and he begins to play.
Yes?
Do you have a moment?
Nope. Wrong. Oh, please tell me I have it.
We never found out what 22's purpose was.
Excuse me?
Oh, no. Oh, it's not playing. We are watching this clip. We are. We are watching this clip. What's that? It's here, but I pulled this out. Everybody, talk amongst yourself. What? That's not it. I know, I saw that.
We never found out what 22's purpose.
Hey, Doreen, why don't you go up there and play something on the on your guitar? That's all right. No, it's still in there. Oh, is it? I don't think we're going to get it. This isn't showing up. Thank you. I don't know why this isn't showing up. Nope. fail. All right, I can't get it. I'll put it online when I get home. Darn it. Maybe it's out of order. Was there? Maybe. All right. I'm going to breathe and get through it. So what happens is Joe gets home and he's feeling that something is still missing. And he finds all those things in his pocket and he lays them out on the piano. And he begins to replay all of the experiences that he had with 22 in which she picked up all of these things that she was collecting. And then he remembers his life and his relationships. Remember in the beginning I said he was a middle school teacher, a music teacher, and he remembers his students, and he remembers the joy of playing with one of his students who's really into jazz. He remembers that joy, and he remembers this beautiful conversation he had with his mom, and he's riding a bike, and it's really a beautiful clip. And he's playing, and what happens as he's playing and reminiscing, his music takes him back to the zone. So he is now back in the zone, and he goes to find 22. But what has happened to 22 after 22 disappeared is that she became lost and consumed by her anxieties and by her I am not good enough, right? So she is now a lost soul, confronted by her own self-doubt and her own negative voices. Anybody? So these negative voices manifest as a dark, monstrous version of 22, causing her to retreat into deeper despair. So when Joe sees her as the lost soul and tries to help her, she runs away because she's not worth it, don't you know? So he's determined, and he continues to chase her and finally helps her realize that her spark is not a specific talent or a career, but it's simply the joy of living, which she had. So he convinces her to use her Earth Pass to start her life on Earth. So she's ready to have her own physical body, not Joe's body, but her own body. And he gives her back the Earth Pass. She uses the path and descends to Earth, ready to embrace her new life. But we have Joe still left there, and he is ready to release his physical body because he recognizes what's important. He's ready to move on to the great beyond. And this clip works. Jerry, you're going to have to advance that. Just hit enter.
Yes?
Do you have a moment? I think I'm speaking for all the Jerrys when I say thank you.
For what?
We're in the business of inspiration, Joe, but it's not often we find ourselves inspired.
Oh, really?
So we all decided to give you another chance. Hopefully, you will watch where you walk from now on.
Well,
Thanks.
So, what do you think you'll do? How are you going to spend your life?
I'm not sure. But I do know. I'm gonna live every minute of it.
Jerry, you're going to have to continue to advance the slides. So, see how impressed the Jerry was with his selflessness. But it really wasn't, well, it was selfless that he was going to give up his earthly body, but it was also self-full because he finally realized what was important in his life. So he returns to his body with a deeper understanding about what it means to live, yes? About what it means to live. It's not about what we can do. It's about embracing and appreciating every moment in our lives and appreciating our relationships, enjoying what life has to offer. What Joe didn't understand, and he begins to understand, is that we each, no matter what is happening in our lives, can really see our lives as beautiful in every moment. Right now, right here, right where we are. In her book, Lessons in Truth, Emily Cady wrote this: "The whole creation is on a journey from the material to the spiritual, and all are advancing, some consciously, some unconsciously, but all are advancing toward higher life and evolution." And Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist, says this: "We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so we can accept the life that is waiting for us." Sometimes we need help in doing that. 22, like Joe, needed help seeing the truth of how life is wonderful. And Joe needed help seeing that being a jazz musician, a successful jazz musician, he did not need that to have a meaningful life. That the real journey is how well we have lived and loved. To be deeply and wonderfully grateful for our lives. To know that no matter what difficulties life brings, that life is worth living. Holy and worthy of celebration. That's the greatest gift. Namaste. It's time for our celebration of abundance. There we go. Thank you for your continued love offerings, your gifts of your talent, your treasure, your service, all that you bring to Unity of Stuart. Those are ways for you all online. They are underneath the video as well. I hope you all feel the impact that we have in the world by being in a big part of Unity of Stuart and by serving here. Let's affirm our prosperity prayer and our love offering blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all of the needs of Unity of Stuart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. Let's sing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's some more announcements. We have, I don't think we're going to have kiddos in here today, band, because they're out there washing cars.
They're out there scrubbing. Look at
They're
them.
out there
And they're all
scrubbing.
soggy.
Yes.
Look at Nova.
So we have yoga with Sonia on Wednesdays at 9 and yoga with Nancy on Thursdays at 10. If you are interested in yoga, come join. Marlis is starting a new book called Practical Metaphysics. It's a good book by a Unity minister no longer with us, Eric Butterworth, and that starts on August 27th. That's Tuesdays at 1:30. All are welcome. If you'd like to get a better understanding of what I mean when I talk about metaphysics, this is the class, the book study for you. And as I announced last week, the Community Coalition Opposing Project 2025 is hosting a movie, a documentary called Bad Faith. It's about Christian nationalism in our government, and that is on September 15th at 3 p.m. right here. Roberta put more of an explanation about all of that on the bulletin board. If you have any questions, you can also ask me. And we don't have kids. I just said that. Let's bless our kids in song anyway, as they're washing cars. Close with the prayer for protection and the peace song. Feel free not to do the hand movements because the kids aren't in here. The light of, I don't know if I can do it without it. Wait, let's start from the beginning again. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us.